Well, it's that time of year, folks. Halloween is coming for us, and right behind it, waving the banners of my culture's not a costume and this is not okay, is social justice, snapping at the heels of humour, merriment and celebration. Because no one should have a good time when someone, somewhere, feels as though they might be oppressed, maybe. Now, I started my channel exactly 2 days after Halloween last year, and therefore never got to make a cultural appropriation video, and I'm dead excited. So, grab your trick-or-treat bags and let's get spooky.
My culture.
My culture.
My culture.
Your mum's culture.
My culture is not a costume.
Shit, Lilo grew up big, man. Teen Vogue asked 6 women, I thought this was Teen Vogue, about Halloween costumes that co-opt their culture. Right, co-opt us in to adopt an idea for one's own use. Doesn't sound like a bad thing, but I'm sure we'll get told it is.
My name is Yasmine. I am a first-generation Iraqi-American Muslim. I'm also a student and an activist.
Oh, of course you are. You don't need to say student and activist anymore, do you? They go hand in hand nowadays, even though it means I'm gonna get lectured by someone who's still getting educated.
It sucks to see that.
You should go to London, mate. Fucking full of them.
It's offensive. It's
Like a butchering of my culture.
Well, I see you're wearing denim jeans there, so unless Levi Strauss is an Asian name, I suggest you shut the fuck up.
I didn't spend 23 years as a Chinese-born American to live next to this.
Oh, you came to America to get away from that. Fair enough. Get that shit out my face.
I'm of multiracial descent, including Taino Arawak, which is the indigenous First Nations people of the Caribbean.
Fucking hell, woman. Pick a shorter name for it.
We're seen as just like TV characters, you know, the savage with the fringes and these boots that, you know, aren't even accurate.
Well, I mean, if accuracy's your issue, then I can't really argue with that. It's a bit finicky, but you do you, I guess.
Even our body paint has meaning, and then, you know, you just put on this cheap paint that you probably got at the dollar store, you know, for fun because you thought it was funny.
So what if it's cheap paint? I doubt the indigenous people of whatever used to pay top dollar for it. You don't own body painting just cause you got a weird accent. Fuck off.
Like, my existence is just comical or hilarious to you.
Well, when you make complaints like this, can you really blame me?
I'm Kanaka Maoli, native Hawaiian.
Oh, so that's how you pronounce it. Very exotic.
One of the things about Hawaiian culture that not a lot of people know
Is that the hula dance is actually to invoke the spirit of John Cena.
is that historically it was illegal to practice anything that had to do with native Hawaiian culture.
Wait, what? Your culture doesn't permit you to practice your culture. How the fuck does that work? I mean, by not practicing it, you're actually practicing it, aren't you? Man, being foreign is complicated.
So my grandmother is currently in her 70s,
Well, my grandfather's in his 80s, and that means I'm winning.
and she's finally learning how to dance hula. And she's been creating her hula skirt and her lei for weeks now.
Weeks? That's ages. Lady, your grandma is shit.
And this is nothing what it looks like. This costume is extremely hurtful.
Because it doesn't look like the hula skirt your grandmother's making. That is the lamest reason I've ever heard. And she did the wateriest snot sniff just then.
Not only for myself, but for the generations that had to go through this erasure.
How is it erasure if it's being imitated? That is the complete opposite of erasure. And surely after the practice of the culture, whatever that means, was banned for so long, wouldn't these people fucking love to see it everywhere?
My name is Gianna, and I'm a 22-year-old recent graduate who's also African American.
Whoa, let's go back. Is it me, or is this a black Alison Scagliotti?
The pick in particular bothers me because our hair is stigmatized as being untidy.
It's an afro comb in an afro. I really don't think there's any symbolism there, you know? Not like the OK sign, that one's racist as fuck.
And it's just incredibly insensitive to the actual real struggles that African Americans have wearing their natural hair.
What the fuck? An afro comb is an insensitive symbol of the struggles African Americans have with wearing their natural hair? Is she mental? Are you mental, Black Alison Scagliotti?
I identify as a first-generation Latina.
I have no idea what that means. She's 18, it's the current year, how can she be first generation anything? Probably down to the magic word identify, isn't it?
Obvious examples of Chola culture might be hoop earrings, drawn on eyebrows.
That's a thing! Hoop earrings and erasable eyebrows. That's your line in the sand. Fucking hell, you should check out Essex. Full of women who've overplucked and now rely on a steady supply of Sharpies to be able to make a facial expression. And they wear hoop earrings you could fit your fucking leg through.
Or heavy lip liner.
It's like the intro to Orange is the New Black, isn't it?
When people appropriate Chola culture in Halloween costumes, it erases the stories and narratives of people who identify with Chola culture.
No, it seems to be a fashion thing more than anything. A bad fashion thing.
Halloween would be the worst time to co-opt a person's culture because it's a day of dressing up
Well, that sounds like the ideal day to do it then.
as things that are completely out of the ordinary or very bold or very provocative. So wearing someone else's culture on that day is incredibly offensive.
It's a costume. You're not wearing a culture. How would you even do that? It sounds like it would itch.
Because you're basically saying their culture is othered in a way that is almost funny, humorous, or, scary.
Well, you're an idiot. If you've been inspired to dress in the way of a certain culture, then you are just that. Inspired. Normally, you'd think that would be a good thing, but no.
When you see this costume, what do you think?
This party's about to go off?
People tend to think terrorist, or they tend to think barbaric, or they tend to think uncultured or uncivilized, and they make fun of that.
So this is all based on what people think, something you couldn't possibly know. Huh, it's unusual for people to complain about nothing on YouTube, isn't it?
That kind of just goes with what the media has kind of done with my identity and my background and my religion.
I don't know, love. All the terrorism might have something to do with it, I'm just saying.
You get a jacket, has a dragon on the back. It's just that. They think that it's cool and nothing else. They don't find the significance of it. They see it as exotic.
And what's wrong with, oh fuck your editing, Teen Vogue. What's wrong with that? If anything, it's a compliment, you dribbling fuck.
I feel like they're mocking me and mocking my family, my history, my attachment to these garments.
Cultural appropriation is theft.
Yeah, and theft is a part of the Cholo culture.
Cultural appropriation is taking aspects of another person's culture and using them mainly completely out of context.
Like using a crucifix as a dildo? I don't, how does that hurt anyone? Unless, splinters.
Members of a dominant group borrow elements from a marginalized group while actively erasing the people of that culture and diminishing the meanings of what we practice.
By dressing up as poker fucking hunters? Lady, if your culture's so weak it can't take a parody, you've got more important issues than Halloween.
The majority of us know that blackface is cultural appropriation, but that is how I view and how my people in the indigenous community view this costume.
Blackface is cultural appropriation? I thought it was just racist. And even then, only if it's done poorly. Ha! Doesn't she look like she's one of those Weight Watchers adverts though? I used to be this fat.
We have endured a history of being pushed into the background, that even in Hawaii, where I'm from, that we're still a minority in what is and has been our homeland.
You're gonna blame the population now? Fucking breed more if you feel like that. I can see you're doing your part though. You must be worth two people.
Those are aspects of our cultures and our identities that we were told were wrong, and we were told not to be proud of, and we were told to hide and to conform.
What the fuck is shit? You can rock around dressed like that if you want, love. No one's stopping you. You might make people nervous in public areas, but you're free to do that.
And to see folks that don't have to conform, use those aspects of our identity and make it popular, make it cool, or make fun of it.
Her saying every sentence like it's a question makes me want to appropriate her culture.
That's just wrong.
Oh yeah, it all gets very liberating now as they rip up the costumes that have been oppressing them so. Pretty wasteful, if you ask me. But then, although Teen Vogue bought those costumes with the intent of destroying them, they still bought them, thus creating demand for the costumes they deem hurtful and essentially fucking their own asses. I do love a happy ending. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider becoming a patron so I can make my Black Hawaiian Chinese Muslim costume. And check me out on VidMe, which I really should pay more attention to. The links are in the description. And remember, it's Halloween, not Halloween. Been sitting on that one for a year. Booyah!